Hey guys, Teemingjoker here. We're going to talk about the multiplayer map Summit today. Some of these things you may already know, some of these are just my personal opinions, but hopefully some of these tips or methods, whatever you want to look at it as, will help you increase your KD on this map. I'll start talking about this map paths I take when first loading into the game, then the heat maps, shortcuts, and some tips. So starting from this path, I usually run through the main door here, and instead of cutting right where a lot of people do, I just jump through the window. It allows me to have these cover these computers and whatnot here if they were to come through fast, like with a ruin. But you meet them here, and then you start. The best thing here is if they are pushing fast, like you'll see in this video, they gain the ground because, as you'll see from this next clip here, I pushed the same way that the enemy team was prior clip, because you have better cover coming from this way than you do the other. So even though there's multiple angles they can come in at you, they don't have cover, so it's easier to push this side. Not much to discuss here. This is the heat map of where the majority of my kills come from. I've lettered them, and I will show you images here in a second for where these are on the map and just kind of give you a view from in-game. Alright, so what I'm going to go over now is some shortcuts on this map. You may know them all, you may know one, you may know none. I don't know, but I figured I'd share them with you. This first one's the barrel shortcut that, honestly, I don't think a lot of people do know about this one. But what you do is you jump up onto the, right where I've got highlighted this white circle, jump up on there, and you can either sprint and jump up on that ledge up to the right, or you can still stand there and you can see up on top of everybody in that second story area, and you can shoot them from there and then hop back down if need be. Careful doing that though, because if you don't kill them, they have the high ground on you and you don't have a lot of cover compared to them. So usually I just use it as a shortcut to get up top. But then the next one is the barrel shortcut 2, which is a little beyond that first one I showed you, and it's just these two barrels here before you head up inside the main area of Summit. If you jump on these barrels, you can jump straight up onto that ledge up there, which is actually very useful. It's a little bit faster movement than going around to where those little crates are. You can jump up because that's a 3-step movement. But you can jump on these barrels, jump up to the ledge, and very few people pay attention that way. So you can definitely catch people off guard from this angle. The next one that I'm showing you here is the window shortcut. This one is a little more dangerous, but still useful if you can see them shooting on your mini map. If you jump up on those computers down there on the bottom within the white circle, you can then jump up into that window. It's really useful to get up to the second story without going up to the stairs or on both sides where they probably have locked down. But again, as you can see where I'm looking right now, I can see you from other windows, and you don't know when you come up, or you're gonna have to know if they're gonna be to your left or to your right, because you're wide open at that point. The last one is the staircase shortcut. This really isn't a shortcut, but for me, I try to utilize as much as possible, because if they're coming up there, it catches them off guard if you're jumping up climbing over the stairs like right where I'm looking versus just walking up the stairs. It allows you to have more cover faster and get into the fight quicker without being in just a sitting duck out there. You can also go, I don't show it in here, but if you're not trying to use it as a shortcut, but you're trying to use it as cover, and you know they're coming from the original, if you remember the starting path I mentioned, the very first starting path I showed you, if they're coming from that way, you could go behind the stairs back there to the far right of the screen and use the stairs as cover. You're a very difficult person to hit at that point. Tips wise, there's not really many tips I can give you other than it's SMG focused. Don't use LMGs like a VKM or something on here. I've seen it done, but it's so campy, and you're really not going to get the amount of kills. You're not going to be, if it's objective game type, maybe you can get away with it, but in like team deathmatch, I don't know. I've never had luck with any of the LMGs or any of this, like the Rampart or anything like that. It's mobility is everything on this map, and you got too many areas that they can flank you on. Also, as you can see in the when I posted that heat map, that is shows that this middle of this map is where all the shooting is, and you'll see most of my gameplays. I'm in the middle, shooting out one of the sides normally, or clearing out the middle from coming out from one of the sides. But everything's in the middle of this map. This map is not played on one of the outside lanes. Normally, it is all in the middle. Yes, if you want to know for specialist wise, you could. Ruin's my favorite for this map, but a lot of people could use Torque just because of putting barricades up and blocking some of these paths. Since there's a lot of shortcuts, it will help eliminate some of the paths that people can go on. It makes it easier to keep control of the middle. Honestly, there's not a lot of other tips in this map that I haven't mentioned in the Seaside video, but just to reiterate those would be make sure you're pre-aiming corners. Like I've said in the past on Seaside video, I don't like this about this game, but it's just how it's gotten to. It's pre-aim, not who's a faster pull up and more accuracy. It's just who's aiming already. If not, you're donezy. Minimap's your best friend. Use it for where your teammates are, where the enemies are. If your teammates, as I said in the other one, are going all into one of the spawns, more than likely, where you hope your team's going to kill the enemy team. So in turn, now they're going to spawn flip. So you might as well start heading the other direction, unless you're one of the first ones to the enemies in the spawn that your whole team's heading towards. It also helps for the shortcuts, just to keep aware of where they are, where the enemy team is, that is, and if that shortcut's going to end up getting you killed, or if it's actually going to help you get behind the enemy team. It's all judgment calls, but your mini-map helps make those judgment calls. I hope you enjoy this video, and let me know if you want to see any other maps or class setups that I have not done yet. Thanks.